Okay, welcome back to my corner for the third video, the third in the first three that I need in order to get this YouTube channel up and running so that any of you can actually even see it. This video is going to be all about our house buying experience. Good and bad, I suppose, but we got one, so the road there doesn't matter because we ended up where we wanted. And people say everything happens for a reason. I don't know. Never really liked that phrase. I think everybody kind of helps themselves along, your choices, your decisions. But if we want to say that, then that works too. Today's coffee feature mug is this one, which I got at my baby shower for Henry at work. The girls at work got this for me because they're the best. I love this cup. It was one of my favorite, actually, baby shower gifts that I got there. And, well, I mean, the baby shower isn't just for the baby. I kind of did a lot of the work, so. Oh, it's a good mug. It's good coffee, too. Okay, so for the house buying stuff, so we did start this year looking into purchasing a house. We've been looking at a whole bunch. We went to open houses. We booked, with our realtor, we got a realtor, we booked in with her to see a few, to see what we like, where we want to go. We kind of knew we need at least 3 bedrooms. We'd like at least 3 bathrooms. Just to be picky, we do have 1 right now. It works just fine, but an ensuite is always nice. That way I don't have to share my bathtub or my space with kids and bubbles and toys and bull crap mostly. So my space is my own in the bathroom. Same with Chris. We got lucky for the one we did end up with. We even have his and her sinks, so we're spoiled, which is nice because then he can just keep all his fur to his side of the bathroom, and I will keep all my, what he calls orange powder, my foundation, on my side of the counter, and everybody's happy. So upon looking, we decided, yes, we wanted 3 bedrooms at least, 1 for us. We'd like the boys to have their own room. Should we ever have another baby, we'd throw both the boys in together and then the baby would have their own room. That is one of the things that we are currently kind of at a loss for right now, is that extra bedroom, just because we're trying to sleep train Henry, and sharing a bedroom with him isn't ideal. I honestly don't know how people sleep train babies when they are in with other kids either. I can't imagine that Jack would even tolerate that for 5 minutes without, anyways, we can't do that. So yes, we would like each of the boys to have their own room. So 3 bed, 3 bath would be nice. That is what we ended up with. Along the road, we did end up finding one that we loved. We found it online, obviously at like a MLS.ca or something like that. And we booked an appointment with our realtor to go out and see it. It was all the way out in Chilliwack, BC, which is a little bit of a hike from where we are now, from our jobs too, but the house was amazing. We loved it. So spacious. Anybody who knows me personally and follows me on my personal Instagram or is on my Facebook kind of already knows that we had that in place. We actually did put an offer in on that house. We had shared pictures of it. We dickered back and forth with the people and came to an accepted offer. And at that point, being first-time home buyers, we thought that was the done deal. We were so excited. We shared it, first-time home buyers. We all did a little shot that night. Come to find out that our mortgage broker was a loser. And he did do a pre-approval, but he did a half-assed pre-approval. So this is my warning to people who are either looking for houses, going to buy a house, have never bought a house. If your mortgage broker seems like he's not putting in the effort, he's probably not. Like, if it seems like they're being too nonchalant, they probably are. It should be kind of stressful. It shouldn't feel like you phoned a friend and they're like, you're good, it's fine. So the problem with that was our finances were fine. Our credit is wonderful. We're good people. We don't crazy overspend. Our credit cards aren't maxed. We're good with our loans, all of that. We have good finances. The problem with this person, the mortgage broker, the loser, we will refer to him as from here on out, in the pre-approval, he did not account for Chris's truck payment. So when it came down to the accepted offer, he waited way too long to tell us that the truck payment was overcompensating for what our down payment would need to be, or what we should have actually been looking for budget-wise for the house. So that meant we either needed to come up with thousands and thousands of more dollars for the down payment, which we couldn't do, or we needed to get rid of the truck payment, which he just got last year. So again, we can't get rid of that. So he left it until there was 2 days. We had 2 weeks to be working on this, and he left it until the last 48 hours to let us know that this was an issue. And when I say we need to come up with thousands and thousands of dollars, I mean like 60,000 extra on top of what we already had. So again, the guy's a loser, because there was no way that we could do either of those things in 48 hours. So the conditions on the contract, the accepted offer fell through. We lost that house, and somebody else got it. Lucky for them, they got it for a little less than, or they paid a little bit more. Yeah, lucky for the seller, the buyer that ended up with it, they paid a little bit more than we had offered and that they had accepted on. But we actually lost the house that we loved and wanted, and it was a wonderful neighborhood, and I still have those photos on my phone, and I still look at them, and I'm still sad. But now that we found the one that we actually love, it's not so bad, because again, I'll refer to that whole everything happens for a reason. Although I would have been just as happy to have been in that house, I will accept everything happens for a reason, and this next house is just as amazing. So, and it is much closer to Chris's parents, his family, both of our work, so that is good also. So being that everything had happened the way it did the first time, we obviously did not use the same mortgage broker. We got rid of the loser. We did find out from a realtor that he did get fired, not specifically for that, like for what happened with us. I guess just in general, he just was not very good at his job, which sucks for us. But again, it all worked out because we have an amazing house anyways. But we are a lot more cautious this time around. We had everything ready and done when the offer was accepted. We did everything quick. That way, if there were any hiccups, we would have lots of time to rectify them and fix it. Finances were in order. Down payment was good. So now with this house, the move-in date, it's not even built yet. It is a townhouse. They're not built yet. They're currently in the framing portion of that. So when we got there, we actually went and seen the show home and we got to pick which color scheme we wanted, which was kind of nice. A little weird that everyone in the whole complex will have the same 2 color schemes, but whatever. So yeah, we're gonna get to watch our house get built. Right now it's in the framing, you can see right through it. Eventually it'll have walls and siding, and we'll be able to sneak in, get sneak peeks of when the interior walls go up, drywall, the rough-ins will go in, like all of the appliances. Like, we're gonna get to watch our house get built, and no one's ever touched it. We're gonna be the first ones to have access to this house, and I think that that is great. And we're kind of spoiled fancy bitches, but that's exciting for us, and we got it for less than we did for the first house. And yeah, it is closer to everything else where we want to be. We're 3 minutes from Chris's sister, which is awesome. Another babysitter to access and people to visit, so look out. There's your heads up, sister. So I was saying this time around we were a little bit more cautious because we got burned the first time. We were very avid with our paperwork, and we're just not ready to celebrate yet. Like I said, the first time we got an accepted offer, we were like, yeah, this is awesome. Let's tell people, let's have a shot. This is great. This time we're not doing that because I refuse to get burnt twice. Fool me once. So we're actually waiting this time to do the celebration until Everything is perfectly, so the offer's been accepted, the finances are done, the deposit has been paid, it is ours. Nobody else can have that house, it's ours. The only thing with this is that because the move-in day is the middle of November at the earliest, provided construction goes well and everything's on time, we will have to redo the paperwork at least one time. So, provided we don't take out any big loans or quit our jobs or, I don't know, spend way too much money or gum up our credit, it will be fine. We'll be fine because we don't have any plans on doing any of that. But we're just not ready to celebrate just yet until we get closer to that. Our realtor was like, no, you don't need to worry. It's yours now. This is it. Like, you're fine. You can. And we're like, we're just going to wait on it. And I think that's fine. So my goal, my hope is that everything goes well and we'll be able to move in for Christmas, because if you watched my first video, Christmas is like top 3 favorite things. And it would be really awesome to be able to host Christmas there, have Chris's family, his sister, maybe even his grandma come over. We could do games and presents and lots of fun things. And everyone could see our new house. It'd be a nice little opening celebration. I mean, most people like to have housewarming parties. It's nice when you buy a house in the summer, you can have a barbecue, but no matter what, I think we're going to be moving in the middle of the winter, which is funny because I've always considered myself a winter person. My birthday is in January and I love winter. So works for me. Christmas celebration works for me too. So that is the really long-winded version of how we got our house. I will be posting sneak peeks of our house. So keep in mind, the pictures that I'm posting are of the show home. So ours is a little bit different because there were different layouts. So for instance, in one of the pictures I'll post is the bathroom. It's the exact same bathtub and faucet and all that stuff, except the way our bathroom is laid out, there is a window, but in my photo there isn't. So once we live there, if you're still following along, then you'll be like, that's not what well, it's not because that's not the house we bought. It's just because I was taking photos of the show home. So everything layout-wise, the kitchen and all that stuff is the same, but because the show home is on the inside of the townhouse row, the windows on the outside weren't there. So on ours, we bought an end unit, so there are lots of extra windows for natural lighting, which I'm so excited for. Because even though in our basement suite, which you can see here, there is lots and lots of windows, because we're not on the upper floor, and just because of where we are, we have a huge tree line, ravined, like forest area right behind us. It just doesn't get the light that I love. So I'm very excited for that. So I guess from here on out, we just have to hope that the neighbors don't suck. Because even though I'm 30 years old, I'm actually 80 in my head, and I really hate nonsense. I have no patience. We are a zero nonsense household. Anybody watch The Office? And I really hope, because here we've had a few instances with the neighbors. The sons like to get together. I mean, we were young once too. We like to have drinks on Thursday nights and what have you. But when some of us have to go to work the next day and we have little kids that are sick, I don't want to hear you at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night. So here's to hoping that we do not have those type of people parked directly next to us. And because of the unit that we bought, we do only have 2 neighbors to us in our townhouse row. And then there are a row in front of us, but we really only see 2 of them. So that's exciting also. Our backyard actually goes out onto a grass, like a green area for a playground. There's a playground there, so I will literally be able to see Jack playing on the playground from my deck, which is awesome. They're hoping to turn the amenity building into a daycare, which would be freaking sweet because it's 2 doors up from where we live. So that would be great too, because what's easier than picking up and dropping your kids off? 2 doors from where you live. Awesome. So that, I think, is a good start for the 3 videos. If you have any ideas for other videos, I think I'm going to do one about funeral directing, and then I'll do a separate one about military. I have lots of military stories, lots of funeral directing stories. The funeral directing, I probably do a Q&A video. People always have lots of questions for that. People think I'm super creepy or weird for having chosen that job, but it is amazing, and it's even better if you work in a family-owned funeral home rather than a corporation. Just saying. Hit me up. I need some ideas. Let me know what you want me to say or do. Yeah, I'm usually willing to try anything once, so I have friends who heard that. And I'm not going to name you, Steve, but I know where your mind went. Tisk, tisk. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for video number 3. I'm going to edit the weird end part of this where I'm ranting on for too long. We're going to upload them and see what you guys think. We'll see you in video number 4.